What up guys, today I'm back with another video. In today's video we're going to be reviewing and recapping Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 102. This has been a very anticipated chapter, especially for me and many other Dragon Ball fans. We've been waiting to see Goku versus Gohan. With Gohan's new powers from his his beast form, a lot of people have been saying that he's stronger than Goku now, or at least around his level. A lot of people have been saying he's usually stronger. Personally, I believe Goku's still stronger than him, but it's not definitive on which one is the stronger one. That's why we're having this whole debate and stuff. And in this chapter, we were supposed to get the conclusion on who is stronger, but sadly, we didn't get that. And I'll get through that when I talk about what happened in this chapter itself. I do want to say also, I know it came out yesterday. I was going to cover it yesterday, but I did get into a car accident. I'm fine. The car's not too badly damaged, but I couldn't come home in time to make the video, so I had to make it today. So yeah, now let's get into it. It started off with Goku arriving. Obviously, there he's talking to them, saying, "Hey," he was telling Gohan to come with him. He's like, "I sense your energy. I want you to come to Beerus' planet with me so we can train and fight." And he's like, "I'm not in the right outfit. I don't have the right attire to come all the way over there." So Goku's like, "Okay, that's cool. Let's chill. Let's go change." You can go change, and I'll just talk to Goten and Trunks, because he saw Goten and Trunks there, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they try to lie, saying, "We came here to play with Gohan," because they don't want to admit that they were doing that whole superhero thing. But he was talking to them. He's like, "You guys should come too with me." The guys from the Red Ribbon Army, the last two guys, they were trying to escape by getting in the car. But by that time they did that and they got in the car, Goku got them in the car and then teleported to Beerus' planet. And then Gohan came back with his attire, and he's like, "Okay, let's go too." So he came with them, and then they all came there, and it was pretty funny because we see Whis, Broly, and Limon and Chile doing yoga. He's doing yoga with them, which was pretty funny, and Beerus is just chilling, scratching his ass. Vegeta was surprised. He was like, "What the hell is happening?" And then Goku was talking to Gohan, and he's like, "Show me a little bit of your power. Let's spar and stuff. You want to see how strong he got." They were talking, and it was getting quite interesting that he wanted to, see him fight. And then there was also like Gohan explaining how he got his power a little bit, and him training with Piccolo. But it was pretty interesting there. And Beerus does say something pretty interesting. He say, "Hey, what's with those guys who allowed them on my planet? That's okay. You might actually see something interesting." So Beerus is just annoyed by them coming there uninvited, and Whis is like, "Just wait, you're going to see something interesting." So Whis already knew what was happening, even though when the events were happening, they were trying to contact them, that saying, "Hey, look, there's something happening here. We need your guys' help." He probably knew, but just didn't feel the need to do something about it, because I don't know why. But then Goku's talking to him, and Gohan states, "Yeah, I have a new form. It's called, Beast." And he talks about, Piccolo named it. So Piccolo named the transformation, and it is confirmed to be named Beast. Even though they already showed in the promotions and all that stuff, it was called that. In universe, they never really named what it was. So it was cool to see there. Then we see as Goku's talking to him and stuff, he's like, "Whoa, Piccolo, he is your master," and he's like saying how great he is. And then he even says something really cool. He says, "Really looks cool. Looks like Piccolo's the next guy I'm going to spar with." So Goku also wants to spar with Piccolo, which is cool because we've been talking about seeing Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan, and seeing them have a mix up with Ultra Instinct Goku and True Ultra Instinct Goku, and Ultra Ego Vegeta, and see all these little fun stuff. So it's cool to see that it's confirmed that Goku is going to train with Piccolo, or at least spar with him. So we're going to get the sparring with Gohan right now, and then we're going to have Piccolo. I think the way it's going to go though is Goku's going to spar Gohan, and then he's going to get Piccolo. He's like, "I want to spar him too," and Vegeta's going to step in like, "No, no, 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 no. You already sparred Gohan. I should have the right to spar Piccolo. Even though he might not be as strong as him, he has gotten a power boost himself, and I want to see how strong he is." So I think Vegeta would step in, and this will be technically the first time that Vegeta and Piccolo have ever faced against each other, because I don't think they have ever have before this. After this, Vegeta was asking Trunks, like, "Did you play a role in the fight?" And they started lying. Him and Goten like, "Yeah, we did a lot." And because of this, Vegeta wanted to see what they were capable of. He's like, "Okay, if you guys did something, then how about you guys, spar against him?" He's like, "Let them spar first." And you can see, he's like, "Oh, okay. I guess we'll fight Gohan," because Goku wanted, I guess, see first, how much power Gohan has naturally, and then see how much he has in his beast form, because obviously he does need that against them. And then Broly says, is talking, and it's pretty interesting because he says, "Who are they?" And we says they're Goku's son and Goku and Vegeta's sons. And he said, in other words, they're also half blooded, half. They also have Saiyan blood flowing through their veins. Sorry. So he's basically telling him that, hey, look, that's their kids, and they are also Saiyans too, which is pretty interesting because when Broly came, he only really met Goku and Vegeta and Frieza, and then I don't know if he saw Piccolo, but he only met them, so he didn't see the rest of his family. So this is the first time we get introduced to them, and it's crazy because that movie came out like in 2018, and we're now in 2023. So we're getting now him meeting his family. So he's probably gonna have more connections with them later on. But after this, they get into the fight. They get into their superhero costumes. They try to double team, but Gohan is just in Super Saiyan form and casually being able to handle them. They even do a cool move to go together, but he's dodging them casually. They can't do anything to him throughout the entire fight. It's not really that back and forth. It's just them doing a lot of moves, him dodging effortlessly, and them doing nothing. And then Broly went to go on to say, "Can everyone turn Super Saiyan at will?" And we says that seems to be the case with most of the Saiyans on Earth. And he's like, "Okay, I see." Because Goten and Trunks both also turned Super Saiyan fighting against Gohan, and he was just surprised because for him, going Super Saiyan, he never knew it until then, and he still doesn't know how to control it, obviously. So he's surprised how they're able to control it. Even though, I mean, yes, they can control, but their Super Saiyan form is infinitely weaker than his, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But his is a different situation, so they're gonna help him out later on. So I'm guessing him seeing all these other people with Super Saiyan, he would probably try to get more of a gist on how to control it himself. Then after this, we have Gohan for some reason going to his mystic form or ultimate form, and he didn't need it, but he did. And then it was pretty cool because when he goes in it, Trunks, or I think it was Goten, yeah, it was Goten. He says transforming into ultimate is cheating, and he's like, "What? What's ultimate?" And then he goes on to say, "It's the name of the transformation. You didn't know. We didn't know what to call it for a long time, so we just came up with one ourselves." So, and Gohan's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's cool, don't you think?" Which is funny because throughout Ultimate Gohan was all the way back in the 90s, tail end of because Dragon Ball ended in 96, so it was around like 95, 96. So it was that long ago when the transformation was introduced, and it's been shown in the games and in the other stuff, and we've called it Ultimate or Mystic form many times, but surprisingly, I guess they've never called it that before in universe, and they finally have at this point. And apparently, Goten and Trunks are supposed to be like us as the audience, that we gave these names like Ascended Saiyan and Ultra Saiyan and stuff like that. So they're basically saying they're us, the audience, and they named him. So in universe, it has a name now finally after all these years, and it was named by Goten and Trunks, and they think it's cool. Then later on, they're like, you know what? Let's fuse together. They try to fuse. Once again, they failed. They come to their fat form. They already did this last time. I don't know why they did it again. They should just made it complete. We want to see a fuse state. If you're gonna have Goten and Trunks fight against Gohan, and we know Gohan's gonna beat them, at least have them do the transformation properly. Also, why did they do the fat one? They could have done the skinnier one. But that doesn't really matter. After that, Goku pulls up and says, you know what? Because Gohan effortlessly takes him out. Obviously, that's the failed fuse state. It's not going to work. So Goku pulls up and he goes right off through the bat to one of his highest power forms, Mastered Ultra Instinct. He goes into it and he's like, oh, that must be Ultra Instinct. Because remember, Goten and Trunks never seen it, so this is their first time, and Goku said, I'm not wasting any time, get to your final form. And then after that, Beerus says something pretty interesting, which I want to go into, but I also do want to talk a little bit about Goku fighting against Gohan towards the tail end, because there's some stuff I have to say about that. But as he does this, Beerus says, Goku's current Ultra Instinct isn't the strongest technique, right? And we confirm saying seems like it. So there's been a lot of debate and topic for some reason in the Dragon Ball community. Even though True Ultra Instinct Goku got it, because in Master Ultra Instinct he can't have emotion, so he can't increase his power. He's more proficient and he has more accuracy and stuff like that. He's more defensively sound, but he can't raise his power and increase his abilities and stuff. He kind of stays stagnant in that. So he created, True Ultra Instinct, which just looks like regular, Ultra Instinct Omen and stuff, right? And The interesting thing about that is, or the stupid thing about that for me at least, is the fans being surprised. They keep on saying that Master Ultra Instinct is so stronger, and I was like, how? Why the fuck would Goku go use this form of its weaker? So you're telling me that Master Ultra Instinct is stronger and more proficient, but he went to a weaker form. Well, he can get angry. Yeah, the anger was to increase the power. So how would it be weaker then? The only reason he uses that because the technique might be better in that other form, the master form, but it isn't. It can increase his power, so that's what he did. So I don't know why people are surprised, but here they already confirmed it 100% by Beerus and further confirmed by we saying that yeah, it's stronger than the other one. So I don't know why this was a debate at all. It should have been obvious. Like, why would he go for this? I mean, when he fought Gas, remember, Gas was beating him in Mastered form. And once we went to True Ultra Instinct form, he had the better upper hand. At Mastered form, he was weaker than Ultra Ego Vegeta, and in the True Ultra Instinct form, he was stronger than him. So I don't know why people were surprised. But then after this, we see Gohan go into his Beast form. It looks pretty cool, and Vegeta's shocked. He's like, Beast? He's like, this is Beast. And then we see a little bit of panels of Goku and Gohan dashing at each other. They do a little bit of clashes. It looks pretty cool. We have the iconic scene now that we've been seeing where Gohan's doing a high kick, kind of like an axe kick, and Goku's doing a double block against the kick. And then after that, there's so much energy pouring out that Whis has to create a barrier to protect just the surroundings and the other people there. So he creates it, the energy's pouring all over. After that, it's shaking Beerus' planet, it shakes the trees, shakes the water, as it should. And then it ends with Goku saying, let's keep it going, and Gohan says, yeah. And Beerus now is pissed. He's like, those guys, look what they've done to my planet. So he's not entertained by this. So that was pretty much it with this, chapter. Personally, if I'm being honest, it was a big letdown and disappointment on my part. I saw Geekdom 101. He had a poll on his channel and in his community post. So he had a poll. He said, oh, did you guys love it? Did you guys think it was okay? Do you think it was meh? Did you hate it? And majority of the people said they loved it. I do not know why. Personally, I felt let down. We've been waiting for so long. We had the whole hiatus when Black Frieza got introduced. Then we had the whole stupid thing about Goten and Trunks with the prelude to Dragon Ball Superhero story, which I was fine with because it was giving us a little bit about that. But then they redid Dragon Ball Superhero the film in manga form, and not only did they redo it, but they took their sweet time too. They for some reason didn't want to do it fast. They wanted to do it as slow as possible, and we took all of last year, towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year to start this. And yes, it's only been 2 chapters in now, but remember, we have to wait a month each month for one chapter, and we already wasted all that time last year. I don't want to wait any longer. And everybody was hyped for this one to see the fight between Goku and Gohan, and we barely got to see it. When they were showcasing the leaks and the images and stuff, and they were showcasing the fights, I forgot if I said in my last review, but I'm pretty sure I said something like this. I said, I have a bad feeling that the next the fight between Goku and Gohan, it isn't going to start off automatically with them fighting. It's going to be some other story stuff, and then towards the tail end, that's where they're going to fight, and there's not going to be a conclusion. It's just going to be a beginning, and we're not going to know where they're at, and we're going to have to wait another month. And sadly, I was right. And not only did they do that, but the images that they showed from the leak were the only images of the fight itself. So a lot of people were like, what else are they going to show in the fight? But they didn't show anything else. Whatever they showed us beforehand in the previews and stuff was what we saw in this manga. The one parts that they hid were the fight between Goten and Trunks and their fused state. And I think the reason why they did it is they knew if they put a bunch of those images, people were going to get annoyed, like, what the fuck, why are they wasting their time on this? We want to see this. So they did as a ploy to trick us, because like, hey, look, we got this fight. But then they showed their whole hand, so it made that fight look less impressive because we already saw that. So it was a big letdown there, if I'm being honest. As a whole, I didn't really care for it. I like the cool stuff right there, and I like some of the stuff that they dropped about saying Piccolo's going to come there, mentioning, actually calling it Beast, actually calling it his ultimate form. Beerus confirming that, even though I already knew that was the case. But some people didn't, so they confirmed that. So no more talking about, is Master Ultra Instinct more powerful than True Ultra Instinct? It's like, why would they do that if it wasn't? So yeah, it was a big disappointment because they wasted all their time with that stuff. I did not care about the fight. We already know that Gohan is way stronger than both Goten and Trunks. So it was unnecessary to have them fight against each other because we already knew the outcome, that what it was going to be, and more people were hyped for Goku versus Gohan. And I know sometimes shows and writing, they want to draw things out, right? And they want to draw things out for it to be more intense and have more stakes, right? But the thing is, this is a manga which comes out once a month. We do not need that. We've waited long enough. I know it sounds like I'm impatient, but look at how long we've waited and stuff for all this shit. At this point, it's not being impatient, it's being properly, annoyed because we deserve it as fans. We've been very patient and waiting for like new material, and they're just wasting our time right now. So it just felt weird. It felt kind of like a fillerish scene. I know it's a manga, but it's weird. It just felt like a filler. Like if you were watching this on, let's say you were watching the anime, you didn't read the manga, you would assume that this was filler and wasn't in the manga or most of that. So it's surprising that they went so long with it because there's just so much they can do, and they wasted all on that. I know next chapter people are gonna be like, well, next chapter they're gonna have the whole fight and stuff, but it's like, yeah, but why do we need this? We could have simply just had it. If they wanted to have a conclusion or make it go on to the next, all they had to do was make the fight between, Beast Gohan and Goku a little bit longer. They could have simply just done that. Why do this? If you wanted to truly make it, more intense, just make it longer. Make it go for 2 chapters long. Why waste most of this chapter and then start with it was 20% of this chapter where we had the fight that we actually want to see. We've been waiting for this. We've now been waiting for Goten and Trunks. I felt like that they were just wasting our time, and I'm sick and tired of Toriyama and Toyotarou and all these guys doing this shit. Like, come on, man, get to the fun stuff. So it was weird to me to see that. A lot of people, especially like Geekdom's fans, were like, this was good. I'm like, really? You like this? You guys haven't been waiting long enough? And they keep on saying you have to be patient. Like, stop with that patient shit. Like, we as fans should have every right to be annoyed. Because last year, every other anime and manga was progressing. It was going forward. We were stuck and stagnant in the past, and it was getting annoying. And now we're finally going forward, and we're still, slowly taking it. And it would have been fine if it was like, let's say, we didn't have all this other stuff happening before. I would have been cool with it then. I would have been like, okay, at least we've been getting new stuff. But for a long time, we've been getting nothing. And now when we get something, you're wasting our time again. I don't want to have to wait every once a month and get hyped up and then this. Also, it's because we've been having a lot of debates on who is stronger, how strong is Gohan, and I'm kind of getting annoyed a little bit by the Gohan fanboys because they're over-exaggerating, Gohan. Not saying that he can't beat Goku, but it's like they're already jumping the gun. They're already saying automatically everything he's done or shown, he's winning, he's stronger. And I'm just like, wait. But and this chapter, it was supposed to be the case. We were all expecting like, oh yeah, in this chapter we're gonna see more of it. Even though we don't see a full conclusion, we're gonna see who's able to push the other one more. But we didn't get the conclusion. We might not even get the conclusion next chapter because maybe next chapter the fight is longer and it spills out into chapter 104. Hopefully it does end in the next chapter. I know some of you guys might want to see a long fight. Personally, I just rather see the conclusion on who is stronger and where Gohan lies in the terms of power, because there's been so many debates about it, and you guys heard my take multiple times talking about it. I disagreed with Seth and Chuck. They stated themselves that they believe that Gohan at this point has surpassed them or is on their level. I do not agree with that. I think he's below them, but there is some validity to it, but we need to see more, and I was hoping that this one was going to show the proof so we could, stop all the talking and have, the evidence, but sadly we didn't get that, so we're going to have to keep on doing that and wait for next month. I was just excited that we're going to finish it this one, but now we're going to have to listen to these guys get arrogant again and talk more shit for a whole month, and it's just annoying. But yeah, I want to know what you guys thought about the whole Goten and Trunks thing. Are you guys annoyed about it as I am? Because I feel like it was a big letdown. I was so excited, and once when I read it, I was getting closer to the bottom. I had a bad feeling. I was like, oh shit. And then once when I fully finished it, I was like, oh shit, they did do it. Fuck. I was so pissed. I went from being super excited to super annoyed. It wasn't horrible, but it's like, come on. You guys were cock teasing us. Like, stop cock teasing me and cock please me, Please my cock. Please my dick, man. Come on. Like, you guys have been shafting us for so long. Just let us have fucking one thing. Come on. we were going into newer stuff, and then they waste our time doing this. I was fine with the last one because they were, coming back into the fold. That was fine. But there was no reason for the Goten Trunks thing. I think it was just very pointless. But I also want to know what you guys thought about that, how you guys felt about it. Personally, I was annoyed, so I want to see if you guys were just as annoyed, or was it cool with you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.